Hello everyone, this is AfridaNews coming to you from the capital city of Ghana, Accra, where the drums beat for Africa. I am Ohini Kwekuchiesika. Watch out drivers, there is a new driver in town. The Institute of Applied Science and Technology of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, University of Ghana, has begun turning plastic waste into 3 different kinds of fuel. It is producing petrol, diesel, and gas from plastic waste. This is done by reprocessing them into high-value fuels and chemicals for household or small running engines. Professor David Dodu Ahin, the director of the institute, told the Ghana News Agency on the sidelines of a 5-day workshop on Monday. The reactor yields 3 liters of fuel when fed with 3 kilograms of waste plastic, depending on the conditions the waste was subjected to. The model, according to Prof. Dodu, including all the people in the value chain, especially the collectors, and could be a good avenue for job creation for many people. Prof. Dodu said the project was under the Plastics to Fuel initiative, which started in 2018 with initial funding support from the University of Ghana, Banga, Africa Seed Grant Program. He said it was followed by 2-year funding in 2021 through the University of Ghana Research Fund multidisciplinary category, and in 2022, another 2-year co-funding by the French Embassy FSP1 Nyansapo program. Prof. Dodu said the initiative was in line with the Ghana National Plastic Action Partnership to support the public and private sector transition to a plastic circular economy, thereby ensuring sustainable plastic management. Prof. Nanaba Apia Amfo, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, in a statement delivered on her behalf, said the plastic waste menace continue to pose challenges to the environmental and socio-economic well-being of the country. She said there was a need for sustainable waste management systems to help stem the debilitating consequences of plastic waste nationwide. The workshop was organized in collaboration with the 20th anniversary team of the School of Engineering Sciences and the 75th anniversary of the University of Ghana. It was funded by the French Embassy and on the theme Strengthening Research and Innovation Capacities in Sustainable Energy Production. Ms. Jude Ahmad Animabosu, the French ambassador to Ghana, said ensuring access to higher education and research were higher priorities of his country and reiterated the country's commitment to the project. He said it was the aim of the French government to increase collaboration between the educational institutions of the 2 countries through new partnership, exchanges, joint curricula, double diplomas, joint research programs, and joint research facilities. Once again, this is AfridaNews. Stay tuned. With the growing unemployment rate in Africa, a new report from the United Nations points to a disturbing reason. The report suggests that the most common driving factor leading Africans to join extremist groups in sub-Saharan Africa is the need for a job, and not religion as was previously assumed. The report was produced by the UN Development Programme, and the methodology included surveys in 8 African countries, including Mali, Nigeria, and Somalia. Thousands of people participated in the survey. From the survey report, only 17% of respondents identified religion as the main reason for joining radical groups, while 40% of the respondents indicated that poverty was their main motivation. The survey also revealed that education is also an important factor, noting that 1 extra year of education significantly reduced a person's likelihood of joining an extremist group. In 2021, nearly half of deaths attributed to terrorist groups took place in sub-Saharan Africa. In February 2023, the Ghana National Gas Company held a ceremony at the Gas House forecourt in Accra to commemorate the signing of a project agreement for the construction of a second gas processing plant. According to media reports, the plant will have the capacity to process incremental gas from the Jubilee and 10 fields. It will generate 1,500 direct as well as other indirect jobs for those who reside in the operational areas of the company. According to the CEO, Dr. Ben Asante, the project is expected to transform the company into a fully integrated gas service provider, which is consistent with the vision of the company of providing a reliable supply of cost-effective gas to the West African sub-region. Ghanaian agriculture crowdfunding platform Nsrewa has set a target of supporting about 2,500 farmers under its Farmers Input Scheme. Launched in 2021, the Nsrewa crowdfunding scheme has supported over 1,200 smallholder farmers across Ghana to produce rice, soya, and maize. In addition, the platform enabled the production of an additional 1,000 acres of maize and soya, respectively, on fully irrigated farming hub in the Savannah region of Ghana. The crowdfunding platform offers investors the opportunity to help fight poverty by investing in projects that provide inputs, technical support, mechanization, and off-taker service to smallholder farmers and agricultural startups. Ghana imports over $2 billion worth of food into the country, with food inflation consistently on the rise, ending at 59.7% according to the Ghana Statistical Service. Funding for Ghanaian agribusinesses has seen a huge gap, with most businesses struggling to get sustainable funding. Speaking to the media, Nsrewa team lead Kojo Akoto Boateng said they wanted to change the way food is produced in Ghana and ensure food security. We need to invest heavily in the right support for farmers. According to Boateng, their food mainly comes from smaller-hold farmers. This means Nsrewa invests in the farmers and helps them build their capacity to grow from subsistence into medium-scale producers to feed the country, grow value chains, protect and create jobs. Sponsors can choose from a number of projects on the platform on www.nsrewa.com.gh and invest from as little as 1 acre with the potential to earn up to 15% interest per growing cycle, depending on the commodity. To date, Nsrewa has funded 5 main projects in the Upper East, Upper West, Northeast, Northern, Savannah, Ashanti, Eastern, and the Volta regions. These projects have supported over 1,200 smallholder farmers, provided raw materials for 2 main agro-processing firms, and supported 4 key poultry farms. One of the key local rice brands, which has gained wide acceptance for its quality and affordability, EVV Rice, is a product churned out from the Nsrewa rice projects done between 2021 and 2022. Ghana is taking the issue of robberies on armored trucks seriously. A private business arm of the Ghana Armed Forces and a Kanaki Manufacturing Company Limited have formed a joint company and have begun assembling armored trucks to mitigate the high cases of robberies on armored cars. The vehicle assembly facility at Bema Camp in Accra is now prepared for usage. This was discovered on Wednesday when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo examined the cars as part of the handing over ceremonies for the Ghana Armed Forces 2022 end-of-year gathering. According to the managing director of the joint venture company, Kenneth Akibet, the armored vehicles will soon be on the roads, sharing that a bank had already initiated the process to purchase one. Mr. Akibet also stated that endorsements from many potential stakeholders of the product have resulted in the Armed Forces Council endorsing the armored vehicle. Agreeing with Mr. Akibet, Brigadier General William Ejapon, Director General of Defense Industries Limited, stated that the plan is part of attempts of illustrating the self-sufficiency of the armed forces, since the forces have the necessary goodwill, personnel, and technological understanding. GBC News is reporting instances of an outbreak of measles in some parts of the northern region, including the regional capital, Tamale. Various health centers in the region have reported more than 70 cases in Tamale. In spite of the reports, health officials have been unwilling to confirm the outbreak. However, GBC News has confirmed seeing a memo directing all district health directorates and facilities to intensify surveillance on measles and other diseases of epidemic potential for prompt action. A resident at Sanarigu, who did not want to identify himself, shared with the media house that a family member who is a medical professional warned all members of the family to avoid crowded areas with children because of measles outbreak. According to the source, there also appears to be a shortage of baby vaccines, including the vaccine for measles, in the area. The shortage of some vaccinations have been confirmed by sources at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. According to the BBC, residents of Woket in Ethiopia are reporting that at least 3 people have been killed by Ethiopian armed forces while they were protesting against the shortage of water in their town. 5 others are reported to have sustained injuries during the protest on Wednesday. The residents were protesting against worsening water shortage in the town and held a protest to express their anger in front of the city's water management office. According to reports, the residents came looking for solutions. Instead, things turned violent with gunshots and blood. BBC has not been successful in reaching district officials about the matter. With the deadline to turn in old currency for new ones looming, Nigeria has experienced violent protests in recent days as citizens struggle to obtain newly designed banknotes. In an effort to calm the situation and ease tensions over a lack of cash in the country, President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, has announced that one of the 3 banknotes being phased out will be reintroduced into circulation. This is because insufficient new notes have been released, leading to many not having enough cash to pay for needed items. With elections scheduled for February 25th, many believe the Nigerian president agreed to this concession in order to avoid losing votes for his party, the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. As part of efforts to reduce the anxiety, the president also announced that the old 200 naira notes would remain legal tender for another 60 days. He also extended the exchange date for other notes from February 10th to 10th April, saying he was pained to see the unintended outcome of the policy. President Buhari apologized for the long queues at cash machines, as well as to those who have slept outside banks to ensure being first in line to receive the new currency. Nevertheless, the president blamed unscrupulous officials in the banking industry for the difficulties in implementing the new policy. With an estimate of 40% of Nigerians not having access to bank accounts, yet other citizens have complained of being forced to skip meals and rendered unable to pay for basic services like bus or taxi fares in the country. Addressing the nation, Mr. Buhari said redesigning the currency was intended to tackle inflation and illicit financial flow, as well as curb insecurity, especially the financing of terrorism and kidnapping for ransom. The president of Nigeria is stepping down after 2 terms in office. The main contenders for the presidency are the APC's Bola Tinubu and the People's Democratic Party's Atiku Abubakar. The Ghana Refugee Board and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees have planned an emergency meeting to discuss the plight of refugees seeking asylum in Sapelega in the Boku West district of the Upper West region. According to reports, at least 233 refugees have sought asylum at Sapelega as a result of violent extremism in neighborhood Burkina Faso. Many believe this exposes the refugees and citizens to a potential humanitarian crisis since there has been an increased dependence by all on the relatively few services and facilities available in the area. To relieve the situation and the tension, the two parties hope to join efforts and work together with other partners to obtain the necessary resources to ensure stability. As the fight to save other victims of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, another country has risen to the challenge to donate. In recent days, Qatar has donated 10,000 mobile homes to help the victims of the earthquake. The mobile homes comprises of cabins and caravans that had previously provided accommodation for some of the 1.4 million visitors to the 2022 World Cup. According to the Qatar Development Fund, about 350 mobile homes have been dispatched to areas in Turkey and northern Syria, where more than 37,000 people have been killed. The earthquake struck on February 6th, reducing tens of thousands of properties to rubble and leaving millions homeless. Emergency housing and shelters have reached capacity in the affected regions, leaving many people exposed to harsh winter temperatures. During a visit to the affected region, the president of Turkey assured citizens that anyone left homeless by the earthquakes will be provided with a home within a year. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.